Hey there, happy Motivation Monday, you guys. It's Monday again already. Hope you had a great weekend. Um, I wanted to just share a couple of thoughts with you. It's going to be short, quick, and hopefully impactful for you today on this Motivation Monday. These are 7 sentences that I really use in my daily life and with a lot of my coaching clients and business partners. They've been really impactful. They're sentences that I wish I would have read and really resonated with sooner in my career. And hopefully they'll help you find some great motivation today and ongoing in your business as well. The first thing is that you're in charge of you. Your courage starts flourishing the day you realize that no one is coming to save you. No one can do it for you. You know, it takes on this just really deep embedded self responsibility and ability of empowerment to do what it is that you have to do, to show up in a way that you have to. No one else can show up for you. You have to show up for yourself. No one else can muster up the same courage that you can for you. And the day that you really start stepping outside of your comfort zone, and the day you start actually getting into the right actions tends to be the day that you realize that you are in charge of you. You do have every bit of control over how you respond, what you do, how you act, what you say, how you be on a daily basis. And that courage really does start to flourish the day you realize that no one else is going to be able to do it for you. And, you know, that's just a mindset. I think logically we know that. I mean, I'm not telling you something new as an adult. And yet we don't necessarily act that way. So we know it logically, but subconsciously we have different thoughts. We get ourselves into different thinking patterns that don't serve us. So we've got to be logically thinking and actively choosing this personal responsibility. Number 2, the hard grows you. Man, I wish I would have known this sooner. We're doing the 75 hard. That's a great example of the growth that happens during a challenge like that. But the hard in anything that you choose to do, or even that comes upon you that you have to go through, truly does grow you. The hard times, the pains, the lessons, the failures, the challenges you put yourself in on purpose or that just come to you because of the circumstances of life and business. These are what will become your strength, your awareness, your blessings, your self-leadership, your conscious efforts, really, truly also going to bring you the most joy in your life. And so what are you doing to put yourself in hard situations? What are you doing to actually force yourself to fail forward? What are you doing personally or professionally that is uncomfortable on a daily basis? I promise you, if you actually start putting yourself in these positions, you're going to grow more than you've ever grown. You're going to feel more happy than you've ever felt. So yes, hard times are going to fall upon you. Pains and lessons and failures are going to happen. And yet, you can actually move yourself into these moments more purposefully by just getting yourself into more action, being willing to fail forward, and actually putting yourself into new situations that are uncomfortable, situations that force your growth. And the thing is most people don't do that. You should. Number 3, most people are happy living a reactive life. Well, they think they're happy. It's a comfort zone. It's a routine that they have become part of. It's easier to react to things than to actually plan and be proactive, of course. So as human beings, we naturally are going to almost always lean towards the path with least resistance. But the reality is that you have to choose to be proactive versus reactive, or you're going to live in a very chaotic situation. And even though it's easier, it certainly isn't better. Okay. Number 4, not everyone will jive with you, and that is okay. I mean, how many years did I try to get everyone to like me? And it's impossible. And it's also a self-defeating situation. It can also really wreak havoc on your self-esteem and confidence. And I think many of us do want people to like us. We want to be liked by everyone, but it's just not a reality. And so we have to understand that not everyone is going to jive with us. Not everyone is going to be part of our tribe. And that is okay. The number one thing that I've learned over the years in this is first accepting that reality and truly being okay with it. But number 2, the second part of that is to save my explanations for those who are willing to understand me. Like, why are we trying to get people to understand us that never will? It's exhausting, it's self-defeating, and it really isn't moving us forward in our purpose or in our life or business. You know what? The fifth one is your life is too short to be unhappy 5 days a week in exchange for 2 days of freedom. And, I hear this from a lot of people who work super hard for all of their years until they can retire, and they are pretty much miserable for all those years. But the one saving grace is that they just can't wait till they retire. And that's what's keeping them going every single day for 50 years, 60 years, whatever this number is, just to realize that now they only have, let's call it really 20, 30 years of their life left where they could actually live the life they wanted. And some people, unfortunately, find that they don't even have that much. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. And so living unhappily to get something 40 years down the road just makes zero sense, because we don't even know if we're going to be here 40 years down the road, or if the people around us that we want to share it with are going to be here, or if we're going to have the same circumstances. And so, entrepreneurship has been a great blessing to me. Obviously, there's been a lot of challenges, and nothing's ever perfect. But the one thing I just encourage you all to do is, no matter what you're doing in life or business right now, if you're finding yourself unhappy for 5 days just to have 2 days that you think are the freedom that you deserve, you might want to rethink it. And maybe it's not a major change in your career or profession. It might just be how you're doing what you're doing. It might just be getting, again, a little bit uncomfortable and realizing there's some things that you could do differently here that would make you happy throughout the whole week versus miserable for 5 days just to have 2 days of freedom. It's an important concept because it helps us to enjoy and live in our strength zone and our joy zone every day of our life. And I think we all need to be forced to do that, because it's a much better place if we do. The sixth thing is to lead with kindness. I mean, you never look good trying to make someone else look bad, right? But the egoic part of our mind, especially if we're competitive, or if we're in a competitive industry, or if we're, someone who is really trying to make things happen in our own lives, we can sometimes inadvertently kind of let that competition get to us a little bit. And I think that we just need to be really self-aware that if we realize that there is abundance, there's plenty of business to go around, we can all help each other, raise each other up, even lift up our competitors in many circumstances. And it will not take away our abundance or opportunity. In fact, it'll probably bring us more. We'll be able to act with more kindness and less competitiveness. And we never have to make another person look bad again for us to look good. And yet we can still, share our accomplishments and be very proud of what we do, and still lift other people up. And I think that that is just a great lesson for us all. In fact, what we're going to be doing in terms of coming from a place of contribution and contributing to people in our industry here in North Idaho that aren't even in our same organization is going to be a great testament of this. And I know abundance is going to come to everyone when we do this. So being able to just surround yourself with awesome people, no matter what they do, who they are, where they are at, even if they're your direct competitors, can be something both fulfilling and can reap you benefits in business. And we're here to prove it. Number 7 is it takes practice, and continual action really creates confidence. And you guys have to remember, it doesn't happen overnight. Nothing successful in your life will happen overnight. It's slowly, and then suddenly. That's how things work. So it does take practice, whatever it is you're trying to get better at. And continual action is actually what creates your confidence, because you become more confident when you practice all the time. Look, no one is looking down on you. All you have to do is fix your own self-confidence issues, and you're going to be as successful as you ever want to be. The only way you ever fix your self-confidence issues is getting yourself to get into action on a daily basis, and practice and make continual action a part of your life. And you will become more confident, and you will become more competent as well. And that is all you need to be able to get yourself into the actions moving forward that will continue to help you be the best version of yourself and grow the best business, or be the best in your profession that you can possibly be. Hopefully these 7 statements that I wish I would have read sooner will impact you today, help you stay motivated for your week. Thanks for joining me on Motivation Monday, and I'll see you next week.